Welcome back from that quick commercial break. You're still watching Entertainment Review on Metro TV. Today we are looking at alternative music in Ghana. Is it catching up? And my guest for today, my first guest is AEC. He is an Afrobeat, say hip hop, hip life artist, and we have Beku. Beku. And I remember he explained why it is Beku. But then Beku is also a rapper and he mixes like the whole American hip hop that is being influenced by our Ghanaian culture. That's how Beku does his rap. And he used to be a member of Talking Drums. I don't know how many of you remember Talking Drums, but maybe I'm a hyper because my brother loves music. And at that time, he used to talk about the whole squad, and Beko was there. I didn't really remember Beko until when I had an interview with him. Then he reminded me that, oh, I was this person. These gentlemen are my guests, and they will be helping with the conversation. Good afternoon, gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello. Hello. What's up, bro?
Pleasure, brother. How you doing?
Okay, so we will first talk about alternative music, and then at the latter parts of the show, we'll talk about their music, their projects, and what they are doing before maybe 2022 ends, what they have for us. So let's start. This one is a true or false answer. Alternative music. Is it catching up in Ghana, or is it even in Ghana? True or false, Beku?
True.
Easy.
Heavily.
Heavy. Okay, so now we will define what alternative music is. And what does it mean for music to be an alternative music? Let me start with Beku.
If we're going to talk about Ghana, and we were just slightly discussing beforehand, we have our mainstream music. We have the go-to music you're gonna hear on the radio, at the beach, at the parties, what have you, even from in the churches and your parents, whatnot. We have a certain select type of music that we know when we did Ghana. This is what we're doing. But with the influx of the internet and us being able to touch so many other places in the world, there are now different styles coming out that are becoming very popular, especially amongst the youth and what have you. And it's an alternative to the main stuff you hear on the radio. So.
Okay. You said yes, we have it in Ghana. What are the sounds that we can say that these sounds can be categorized, or these melodies are alternative music?
Alternative music is just music that's produced by performers outside the mainstream.
Okay.
You know, that is more original or more eclectic. That's what alternative music is.
Okay.
Just outside mainstream music. And I think that's heavily, I think it depends on where you're tuning into.
Okay.
You know, if you're tuning only into the mainstream music, you hear only that.
Yeah.
But outside of that, there's just like amazing artists that I have met even recently. You know, they organized this in songwriters camp thing, and I was there.
Yeah.
2 days. I was there for 2 days. Beautiful, amazing experience. It's just like a house with a lot of artists in their studio setups in almost all the rooms, and then they're just not making mainstream music.
Yeah. So the mainstream musics are like the hip hop, the normal hip hop that we know,
The normal Afro,
the
pop,
Afrobeat,
dancehall.
the
Radio,
dancehall.
the
Then
things
it's sort of like those imported genres that on the airwaves, if I'm to understand.
some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
some
okay.
of them.
So there's a difference. So we shouldn't try to mix them.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Now to my next question. These alternative music or artists who are doing alternative music, do Ghanaians actually understand in order to appreciate them?
They do. I think.
And they can match up the followers or the fans with the mainstream artists.
No, I think main. You want to go? Or,
Oh, no, I mean,
I think mainstream is playing a different game.
Okay. They are doing their big boy.
Well, in a sense.
Okay.
You know, but it doesn't take anything away from the, non-mainstream people.
Okay.
You go, mainstream people might care a lot about numbers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
but the non-mainstream people, they don't really aim for that. They just aim for self-expression and the art, form of it. That's what I have found personally.
yeah.
But mainstream is playing a different game.
Yeah. Then if you say mainstream is playing different game, then I'll put you in the category of alternative music. I'm saying that because you have your own crowd.
Right.
There's some sort of people who listen to your music.
Right.
There are people you will have a show and they will show up. Someone will listen to your song, your album, and say that, it's not mainstream.
Yeah, it's not what we're used to.
So can I call you an alternative artist?
Yeah, I think you can do that. But then I have songs that cut through into the mainstream.
Yeah, that
but,
one is there.
Yeah, but for my bracket, I think alternative will suit me more.
Yeah.
You know.
But then from what he's saying, I mean, how can we easily identify an alternative musician? How can we identify? Because, people hear, okay, we have alternative musicians or people who do alternative music. How can Ghanaians easily identify these people?
I'll give you an example. And the reason I keep coming back to the internet is because the internet has had this ability to bring the world together.
Yeah.
Like you now can go into somebody else's country and really view their culture, and vice versa with Ghana. So now, if I'm not mistaken, they just finished building a skate park. Skateboarding is not inherently Ghanaian. It's not. I mean, we all grew up here.
Yes.
But that skate park is
Yeah.
like, it's as dope as any skate park I've
Yeah.
ever seen. In some ways, a little bit flyer, And that's an example of an alternative. It's not music, but it's an alternative part of culture.
Yeah.
That has now started to take on. And I think the bigger it gets, it might go from alternative to mainstream.
Yeah.
So the people you hear when you go to the skate park, that music you hear,
Yeah.
and it might not just be them, but I'm giving an example. They exist in different pockets.
Different parts,
Yeah. And I think it merges with the mainstream as well sometimes. You know what I mean?
Because we have Amare. I know Amare does alternative music.
Right.
I know it's Selfie. I always have a problem with pronouncing her name right, but it's Selfie. Have you ever listened to her music?
She was at the camp that I'm talking about.
Yes. You see, there's,
She was right
there's
there.
actually a bar that allows alternative artists
Yeah.
to play their alternative music there.
Yeah.
I don't want to mention the bar name, so that it will be like I'm promoting it, but they actually allow people to do that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So we have Amare, we have a Selfie. There's this other one. Is it
Let me help you
Molly?
out.
Molly.
Mali.
She's awesome. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
And there's a
Yeah.
scene. Like there's a whole scene.
Yeah, there's a whole
with it.
scene, and you
Yeah.
wanted to help me with.
Pure can.
Yeah,
Alternative as hell.
I can.
Yeah.
True.
Now pure can.
Now pure I can.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to ask why. he
Oh,
has changed
alternative
it.
is, you
But
know.
then, in our part of the world, in our society,
Right.
do you think it's good for us to be experimenting with different genres, different sounds, different melodies?
I'm gonna go ahead and say 100% absolutely.
It's good for us.
I heard that.
Yeah. Cooking. When you learn how to cook food, the only way you get better
Yeah.
is by playing with the ingredients a little bit. Chemistry, whatever you do. Music is no different.
Yeah.
And if it stays the same, it stagnates. It has to grow. Yeah. You know what I mean? And so I think it's incredible where it's going.
But then don't you think it will take a very long time for people to accept it? Its acceptance will take a longer time.
I think that if we wait for people to accept it, we'll never experiment. The people don't even know what they want to hear until they hear it. Some of the songs that I made that broke into the mainstream market amazed me. Like Grind and
Yeah.
Anger Management and whatnot. It amazed me. It made me even realize that I shouldn't be in the studio trying to guess what people will want and whatnot, you
Yeah.
know? So the people, I think we underestimate people a lot when it comes to what they listen to or what they want to hear. You know, people listen to what they want to listen to, especially now that they have more options than just radio or
Yeah.
TV. Now you can,
Can
form
go
your
into
own
the
playlist and whatnot.
And artists, not just musicians, artists by nature, I think are slightly rebellious in the sense that it takes that sort of rebelliousness to believe in yourself when everybody's telling you no. It sort of comes with the package.
Yeah.
So a lot of times you will find artists who Ghanaians, we're traditionalists, we're conservatives. We like our tin.
Yes.
Yeah, we
Tradition
did.
is tradition. We shouldn't go
traditionalists.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even it just means it might take a little slower, but those rebels will still be there. This is how we've gotten some of the great acts we have now, the Shatawalis and people. These are people who, when they 10 years ago, you'd be like, whoa.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So slowly but surely, you're right. It might take a little bit longer because we're Africans. I want our culture, and that's fine. We don't have to go as fast as everybody, but as long as the process is happening.
But then, I wanted to find out from Ace. When you were talking earlier, you were talking about, the alternative music being, doing music outside mainstream. And I was reading something just before we came on here that says that alternative music is actually produced by performers who are outside the music mainstream. That is typically regarded as more electric, original, or challenging than most popular music. Now, I want to find out, per this definition, our Ghanaian artists, do you think that they are doing original alternative music, or are they even challenging themselves enough?
I mean, I'm using my experiences as, 100%. 100%. If I'm even, translating what I saw at the music camp thing, that artists that I was meeting for the first time, and the records that were making leisurely, like playfully safe. I was like, why are you guys not,
Mainstream.
why are you guys not?
Yeah.
And then you understand that not everybody wants to even be there.
Okay.
So is it that they are challenging themselves, but then they are not getting enough support to be recognized?
I don't think it's about support. I think it's about what the artist wants themselves. Most of the artists that I met right now, I mean, from the, or the ones that I know right now, are trying to create their own platform, and not go mainstream. Because from their, understanding, when you go mainstream, you become a prophet, and they want you to do what they want you to do, and they are trying to guess what the market wants and whatnot. And so they don't want that. That goes to your point. The rebels, they want to do what they want to do.
Yeah.
And I think that they should do what they want to do, or else we'll have the same boring mainstream stuff all the time.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, yes, they are doing that. They are experimenting. They are not listening to mainstream even. They don't care about what, the fans will say. They don't care at all.
So,
And I bet if you heard their music right now,
Oh, I
Thumbs up.
have. I
Beautiful.
have. Yeah, I have tried. First, I thought maybe I wouldn't like it.
right.
But I think last 2 years, there was a program at Alliance Francaise.
my favorite player. I love
I know. And
To be fair, that's the house of the alternative performer.
exactly.
Is the house.
I mean, you see, in Ghana, sometimes you feel everybody loves, when you listen to the songs that are played on air, you feel everybody loves the bang, 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 the circular, the loud
not true.
songs. No, it's
it?
not true.
Yeah.
When I went for this event, that's when I realized that, man, people appreciate alternative music. I mean,
lots.
music that is not in the mainstream.
Yes. Yeah.
And I was surprised, I could count like 10 artists that performed, let's say 8 had their fans standing,
And singing.
applauding, singing alongside with them.
And most of the songs we hadn't even heard before.
No, I hadn't.
They're
So
different
I mean,
scenes, yeah.
it's it is there.
Yeah.
Alternative music is
The
there.
market for it.
There's a market for it. So if anybody wants to, I mean, tap into that market.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Yeah, just
that
depends
it
on
will
how
be
you
go
do it.
slow, but it's good.
So it has to say that it's not really catching up at this
No,
very
it's
moment.
like I will agree with them.
Yeah.
For this, honestly, it will catch up.
It's
Or
in its growth
process.
stages.
Yes.
It's growing.
But I mean, what was the turnout like when you went to Alliance Francaise?
Okay, so I went for the first one in 2019,
Yeah.
and it was let's say 150, sort of 150, because it was even strictly by invitation, but it was like the people were many, so 150.
That's strictly by invitation.
Yes. Then 2020, after COVID, I think in January, I went back. Hey,
Yeah.
oh my goodness,
Impressive.
very, very impressive.
And not mainstream.
Not mainstream.
just trying to
I saw
create
some
their
of the
platform.
song I didn't know.
But everyone was
But they seem
jamming.
they have
Everybody
their
was-
own fan out there. Who
They have their
listen to
own
them.
fans, their own
Yeah,
crowd.
have
People
their
were
own
jamming.
world.
And what I love about them is they perform live band music.
Right.
Live band performance.
100%.
No miming.
Debbie.
No hybrid.
Debbie.
Live band. They are
Yeah.
moving with the instruments.
Yeah. Someone that comes to mind who's been holding down this space actually for a couple of years now. Isn't it Mensa and One Love?
They have to.
And they're touring Europe.
Yeah.
And they've been doing this for years. This is not now.
Yeah.
So that they
And you
started
don't
this
even
scene.
see them as mainstream.
No, I'm saying they're mainstream in the sense that everybody knows who they are.
Yes.
But they don't
Their music.
follow.
Yeah. Yeah.
They do exactly what they want. They don't care about what is going on, which is I think what goes to what you know what I mean? It's that rebellious, and they're doing great with it. I'm along.
Anyways.
rebellion is necessary. I feel like, yeah, you have
You are number one.
you have another
You are number
change there,
one.
you have to rebel.
Yeah.
So, when you talk about reggae, for instance, people know that, okay, this is reggae. And I even wanted to give an instance of Kwame Eugene, who says that, look, he's doing contemporary high life. And then when he came out, he does music that is, high life related and all that. And then anytime we hear him, we know that, okay, this is his music. At a point, it becomes repetitive. Like, okay, whenever we hear a bit, we know that, okay, this is for Kwame Eugene, this is coming from him. So, but then with time, we don't know if he's trying to shift or not. But then with someone that is doing alternative music, is it that, with time they are unable to, though we are saying that, yes, they are catching up and all, but then is it with time they are unable to, really be on, or they are always on their lane, or they are unable to switch, Last time, one artist came here and then he was saying that, well, they don't want to box themselves and say, oh, I do Afrobeat.
They don't want to
or,
be
right, or
known
I
with
do
one
make
genre.
music.
genre, right.
They
always
make
want to
music.
say, I
They're
do this.
versatile artists.
Yes,
Yeah.
I do that. But then it seems with the alternate people who more or less like engage in alternative music, are just focusing on that. But then if that is just the case, they have their fan base and all, are they not looking at the larger market as well? When we talk about being creative and all that, are you not looking for that as well?
At the larger market. That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Most of the alternative artists that I met are trying to create their own platforms. They don't want nobody to tell them what to do. They want to be original. They want to be fresh. They don't want to do what everybody's doing.
But then how lucrative is that?
Well, and that comes back to sister's point about the show that you went.
Yeah.
There was a lot of people
Right.
there.
Yeah.
So if you create your own platform and you are good enough, you attract
True.
the crowd.
True.
Do you actually agree with him?
I don't think there's the majority of musicians, no matter what, ultimately, the goal is to have as many human ears hear your music as possible.
No doubt.
But there are different approaches to it. Kwame Eugene and Kitty, shout out to Links, these are my brothers. They have made a conscious decision with their art that they want to be superstars. And there's half of us wanted this also, you know what I mean? We all want to, you know what I mean? That's a little bit different than the alternative.
There you go.
But it's just a choice in the direction.
Yeah.
With the same level of incredible talent. So he's just positioned himself and shot for, like, what you might say. You can call it's mainstream. He wants to get to more. What it boils is, how many people can I get to? He wants to get to everybody. So
Yeah.
he's packaging himself. And you say you hear him, you know it. That's a brand. Richie and them, they do that on purpose so that when you hear him, it's boom. Alternative music has a little bit more freedom. But ultimately, those people too who are alternative, they want to get to that level too. They just don't want to go maybe through the same route.
There you go.
But then do we think Ghanaians actually have the time to differentiate between who is doing alternative music and who is doing probably the regular reggae, hip life, high life? Do you think Ghanaians really have the time, or do they even understand this thing?
I don't, the answer to your question is I don't know, but I like to believe that if you can feel the music, if it's good, it'll take you there. It'll take you there.
Yeah.
If it's good, like it's music. That's what music does.
Yeah. And it doesn't really matter if it's mainstream or
Nah,
alternative.
if it's,
Right.
if it's good and
Lord.
you out and you just,
You just go.
you're not gonna be like, is this mainstream? No, you're just gonna be like,
Yeah, why you like it
Right.
though?
Yeah. Okay, so we'll wrap up on that. We have established that alternative music is catching up.
Yeah.
Right.
It will get there. It has a slow pace, but it will get there. Okay, now let's come back to individual projects. Let's start with, I know there's an album which has dropped somewhere, but let's start with Beku. Beku, like I mentioned earlier, you used to be a member of Talking Drum and so on and so forth, but there has been a massive improvement in the Ghanaian music industry, in the music scene. Generally, if you look at the industry now, back then and now, what are the changes? Are we in the right direction? Are we doing the right things to make sure that as a united front, we can get things going well for us to be able to represent? Like, I don't want to mention a country. Represent those countries.
Why not?
yeah.
I don't want to mention because every time they watch our show on YouTube,
you
they
are
come at
indirectly
us.
mentioning them.
They come at us that we are mentioning them. We are doing comparison. So I don't want to do any comparison. We are doing well.
Oh, yeah, well.
Back then, what was done? Now, what is being done?
Beauty of hindsight or perspective is you can see it without having to. What you're talking about is we're in real time trying to compete with brothers and sisters,
Yeah.
people around the world
Yeah.
in
Naturally.
real time. Some
Yeah.
of them have different
Approach.
things they have access to. It's just different
Yeah.
dynamics. From when I was doing it to now, we had the first rap video in the country. It was high life. It was just high life because we hadn't got the internet. It wasn't popping yet.
True.
So most of the music that was coming through was by way of the DJs and the people who had some sort of access. This is outside music. Everything else was
Yeah.
straight here. And the music industry was a little different. It wasn't as much developed. Now I can mention 5 of my own, not even artists. There's so many. I can mention just 5 of my own friends who are on tour all over through Europe and America right now. We all know who they are, but
Yeah. Yes.
so I'm saying if our artists are making a living, feeding their families, doing the music that we love,
Yeah.
yeah, we're gonna keep complaining, but yeah, we're in a good place, and we just got to keep doing what we're doing, and we'll continue to grow.
Yeah.
And the competition is healthy. It's
The
healthy.
competition is healthy.
It's
I
the
like
best.
that.
Yeah, it's healthy, but
The-
long as it doesn't go yawa.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't go
You know what I
extra.
mean?
Yeah, I mean, if
The
it's-
competition is healthy. You agree?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I mean, I think it's part of being creative, you know? And part of it is also kind of like measuring yourself with what your brothers and sisters are doing.
Are doing, yeah.
And know, okay, am I doing good or am I doing otherwise? So competition is healthy. I think we need that. Other than
need
that,
that,
yes,
yeah.
we will be hearing the same boring stuff.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay,
Just
so
settle.
sick of money. Sick,
Yes, ma'am.
we there, streets. We there. I think that the time when I interviewed you, you were promoting Idebi
Was it EDB? Okay,
with
yeah, yeah.
Tulinke
Yeah,
Keke.
yeah.
Yeah. How has things been, and what was the thought process that went into your new song, a new collaboration with Manifest?
A lot of it was I was trying to, since I've been back and I've been UC collaborating with a lot of people, it's about, and to be fair, you come back and it goes to your point. Ghana is now popping so much that I had to humble myself. I was with my brothers, you sing on the record with Kitty, and so I had to okay, let me get in the gym and prepare. Because I can't, you look foolish if you don't get right. You know what I mean? And so we were working on that, just figuring out where we were going, and then COVID hit. And just like everybody else in the world, it gives you a lot of time to think. So Sake of Money just came from, things you start seeing and with this rat race and some of the things we got to do.
Yeah.
We don't want to do them.
You know?
You know what I mean? To feed our families
Feed
and
the
what have
family.
you.
Yeah.
But that's it. So just the first single off my album, Warrior King, which is coming in the end of October.
Okay, so it's ready. It's ready. So this is the first one you've shared.
single,
How many tracks?
9.
9. Okay. Let's talk about your music videos. I mean, Beku, you do a lot with your videos. There's everything. There's arts, there's fashion, there's pop. The synchronization is so much. How do you go about with your videos? Do you sit and plan, or you leave everything for the music directors?
This one I got to give it up to the people I work with. I got some amazing people around me. Like Thomas already, Kwame Fache.
Yeah.
The director, KP Sullum. Usually it starts with the record and we sit down and have just a thinking process. And we're just always adamant that no matter what we do, no matter what it is, we got to sell Africa in the best light that we can. So that's always the basis of it. We're global Africans. That's what we call ourselves because we have a little perspective. So are we making sure that this commercial of Ghana is the best it can
It's the
be?
best, yeah.
That's all it is.
So album Warrior King, 9 track. When is it coming out officially?
October 28th.
October 28th. Let's put it down.
Scribble.
Before you go, I wanted to find out, apart from whatever you have on your album and all that, should we look out for any collaborations from some artists, like even a high life artist? So do you have any plans?
Something I'm working on. One of my uncles. It's not done yet, but I'll go ahead and say it because I'm trying to put it out there.
You said it here
Manifestation.
first.
Right.
Yeah, here first. I'm trying to do remake one of Ben Brocco's big records with him. Bring something fly back.
Hey.
That's huge.
Beautiful.
Hey.
Yeah, something. I mean, to give, humbly give. These are legends. So,
Yes.
add a little flavor, add a little something.
You know?
So, yeah.
Okay,
Looking forward to
so
that.
Broken album 19. And also, but it's
Well,
good.
technically, it's like 18 songs and one skit.
Once, okay.
So-
The chanting is part,
Yeah, that's supposed to end the album.
the album or everything. But let's talk about the album.
Yeah.
It's titled Unbroken.
The Unbroken.
But the first song is
Stronger Than Ever.
Stronger Than Ever. But you started with I Am Broken.
Well-
And especially that song actually has emotional words.
Yeah.
The words are very piercing.
Yeah.
They are touching. I mean, I'll ask, at what place were you in before you wrote that? Was it just an experience place? Was it like spoken words? You turn it into music? Or is it a general observation? You're like, let me just put this one out there.
Well, a little bit of all of the things that you just mentioned, but if you listen to the album, most people ask me, is it personal? Most of my songs are,
Yeah.
I find it easier to write from, a personal point of view.
Yeah.
It comes easier and it's sincere and it's honest. And I feel like most people can tell if you're being, real when you're personal,
Yeah.
From that angle, yeah. That's
And even
how
the
come.
act work, everything. I mean, tell us everything about this album. 19,
19 songs.
Yes. And you have, let's talk about, before we talk about the artwork, I mean, you featured 4 huge artists. I
did.
And I mean, Obrafo is there. I often ask people this question, why Obrafo? And I'll answer myself that, why not Obrafo?
Right.
He's a big homie.
Exactly.
I grew up listening to the man.
True.
So
So
it's
how
like-
did you get him to come out?
I was like an underman. In the studio with EL, and he was working on that particular song, Raffle. And I heard it, and I was like, man, fire song. Can you talk to the big homie? I mean, before that, Raffle and I have 2 songs already. One already out. One with Trigmatic, and then Raffle, Love Anthem. So we asked for the song, and he was like, "Oh, cool. I mean, y'all can put it on an album and whatnot." And so I added my verse to that one, and then studio work, boom, 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 and then that's how it
That
happened.
was it.
how
The
it
title is what? Boame.
Boame.
It's a very nice song. And I appreciate the fact that often when people have a collaboration,
All right.
we get the usual, the owner of the song will go first, and then the person featuring will come second.
Right.
But because it's an Obrafo, it's a huge person,
It has to let
Obrafo
the
had
big
to
homie.
start
Yeah, also
the
be
track.
quiet.
Like legend,
Yeah,
legend.
You are giving him all that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the way he started the song, man. It was just
Because
like-
I didn't expect it. I was just listening to it, and I get to this song, and you started speaking something.
It's
was
the
very
connect,
low.
it's the connect in Obrafo.
Then Obrafo just comes. Who
Yes,
was that?
yes, your boy for you now, baby. That is my
Ali.
couch. Yeah.
The song is dope. The song is dope, and you also have a fear. That's my
Yes, I do.
favorite. All for you.
Yes, I do.
That's my favorite.
And I
Oh,
saw
you like that
Kwakese
song,
in
eh?
there as well.
Pardon?
Kwakese in there as well.
Who?
Kwakese,
Kwakese.
right?
No,
No,
he
okay.
wasn't on the
No,
album.
it's like Obrafo,
Afia,
Akan,
Pure Akan on
and-
Accra.
Bright,
There you go.
Prince
Okay.
Bright of
Okay,
Bookback.
so it's actually Kewa what?
Yeah.
Is that the title of a song, or is someone you're featuring?
What you say?
That's on the third, after Let It Go.
Oh yeah, Kawasani. That's featuring Prince Bright.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
that's a
So
title
that's
of song.
Prince Bright.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
you see, Prince Bright is that guy is versatile.
Yeah.
That guy is different from any other artist
the
in
hook
Ghana.
hard.
And when he comes on your song, you see
I mean,
when
come on, when I sent this man the
Mm-hmm.
song for him to put the verse on there, but the song came back, I'm listening to it, and it sounded like he the feature.
yes, what's this song?
From the intro,
He killed it, right?
the vibe. I mean, he's OG. So
And you realize that you guys were kind of sounding the same on the track.
similar. So I mean, from the intro, he did the intro, everything into his verse, and a little bit bridge at the far end there. But the
He
intro,
added a bridge.
when I heard the intro, I was like, nah, man, I have to say a little bit, 1 or 2 things in there because it sounded like, hey, wow.
Like
Wow.
he did justice to the
But I
song.
think
mean,
what do you expect
yeah,
from Prince Bright,
yeah,
man?
Yeah.
Hooks
Oh.
are just on point.
All the people on the album is good. And I mean, you give us prayer. We already know prayer.
Yeah, I did.
But you actually did
I did the remix.
a remix of
Yeah,
it.
just
And
the acoustic. too.
What good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Shout out Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam did that.
Okay.
Uncle Sam just showed up in the studio and he loves
Mm-hmm.
prayer. And so he was playing around with the keyboard. And then that's how it happened. Intums.
Yeah.
He was just playing the chords to the song. And then so we muted the original beat to the original song, you know, and then he just put
He
on
just
the
did his
keyboard,
thing.
playing the chords and sounded good, and we recorded it. We kept playing it over and over again. I was like, yeah, we have to put that on the album. 'cause
You know
it
how
worked.
when we're starting the show, you guys were just jamming to
Ciao.
Ciao Bella.
Ciao.
You
Ciao.
guys should work together. What do
Ready.
you think?
Oh man, I'm
You
down.
guys should work
No,
together.
absolutely not. Right now, there. This one. I mean, I read. Let me finish that.
Period.
Maybe do another collaboration on the same song, with Skiddy and
It's not
yourself.
bad.
So the
It's
three
not
of
bad
them,
because that one is a
right?
refix.
Yeah.
The
That's
Ciao
a-
Bella's a refix?
Yes, it's a refix.
Oh, the beat is nasty.
Shout out to Killian.
It's a refix, but you guys should try and do something
Yeah.
because you guys
Hell
are
yeah.
good.
Hell yeah.
This is what music is about.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
That's how we get new stuff.
I mean, any last thing you want to say? Like, I know we have 3 music videos for this one. There's Blessing.
Yeah.
There's Prayer.
Yeah.
That's for Mokole.
No, Mokole. I haven't shot Mokole. I'm
So
yet to shoot Antiso and
Okay.
Accra with him.
Okay.
I can.
Okay, with
So
Akan.
fingers crossed.
Okay.
But then, apart from Obrafo, are you also looking out to doing other music or collaboration with other living legends in the country?
Oh yeah, me. I'm down to make music with anybody that's down to make music with me.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Okay,
so
Yeah.
I'm
So far-
whoever. If I get some Machide in there, if I
Yeah.
get some
Okay,
of
so
your Ben Brackon, if I get some of the big
We
boys
had-
in there, I'll not only will we make a song, but I'll learn from them too. What do we have, baby?
We had Ambule in the studio, I think last 2 weeks,
Legend.
Tuesday, and we're talking about the new generation working with the older folks. And we touched on something that was, you see, often you guys will just do the song and send it to the legend to
Yeah.
hop on.
Yeah.
Ambule made a very good point that they feel it is good if you work together.
It's the best. It's not
Work
good.
together, because for Ambule, he's very knowledgeable about music. He understands instruments. He has the skill. He has the talent. So working with someone like he's a composer too, so he knows the key. So he was saying that he rather will appreciate it if you guys come together and work in the studio
Yes.
rather
I
than
want to
saying,
finish
"Oh,
and then-
I have the song.
It's a
Please,
perverse beautiful. Yeah,
That's
some
just a
people
very,
don't.
It's a
Yeah,
very
You
fair
see?
point, though.
yeah, but his
So-
method is great.
let's do something great."
Okay,
His method
yeah.
is great.
It's been an amazing show. I enjoyed myself.
What, we're done?
We are done. What? We are done.
It's like 5 minutes, man.
Yes, we are done. We are done. We are done. But you guys go out
Yeah.
and check out on Broken from AEC. It's on Spotify. It's on
It's everywhere. It's
iTunes,
even
yeah.
on audio
And we are
app.
expecting Warrior King from
Warrior King.
Beku on the October
28th of October.
of 28.
28.
Yes.
Right now, sick of money.
Sick of money. Go
Yes.
and stream Sick of Money. Tell a friend to tell a friend.
To tell
that
another
your
friend.
favorite song is out there. My name is Anaya Tanobwache, and I did this with
Helen Anyewejan, you can call me Helen K.
shout outs to all our other co-hosts. Let's see
Right.
the Starboy Fading, Harriet Adi, and Esiedua
Esiedua.
Akomia. And shout outs to the production crew, from Solomon to Steven to Dywell to Oboshi, PA producer. Thank you, big ups. And also, up next is News Flash with Kenneth Jesse. Enjoy the rest of our programs.